Hi guys, this is my Halloween mini for this year. Well, it's actually not just for this year because I decided to make it from my son's first Halloween all the way through last year, and then there's a couple pages at the end for this year and maybe another one afterwards. I decided to make it Frankenstein, and in order to come up with Frankenstein, I actually just went online and found Halloween coloring sheets. And I found this Frankenstein, and he looked easy enough to translate into the cover. On his hair, I printed out 2 copies, and then I cut out along the edges of his hair, and then I put that snow text stuff over the top of it, and painted it black, and then adhered it down to the other copy. I used black, like the puff paint stuff to etch out everything around the edges, and then he's got buttons for his eyes, and I put stickles over the, his things. I thought about doing aluminum tape to make those metal looking, and that probably would have been kind of cute, but I decided to go with the black. And then this is another children's board book that I altered and basically cut it all apart. And so I gessoed all the pages first, and then on this one I used black paint on the bottom, and then crackle, and then green paint over the top. And I think that's really cute. I like the way the cover came out. I decided to bind it this way with these strings because I tried using these to begin with, and they just were not big enough because I just made this one too bulky, and so I decided to go with this. I don't like it when it's really hard to turn the pages and it gets stuck all the time with those sometimes, so I decided not to do that. Anyway, so then I just ran a ribbon through it and tied it in knots, and then I used glossy accents on each of the knots so that I could cut them down pretty well but them not come untied. So that's the cover, and when you open it, it's just the paper line that I used in here is the Spooktacular by K Co. I bought a bunch of the Graphic 45 Wonderland stuff, and then when I did this cover, I thought this really doesn't work, so I got the Spooktacular, mostly because I seen this page first and thought this skeleton stuff and thought it was really cute. So I ended up getting that line instead and using it. I have the Graphic 45 one too, but I didn't use it for this. So anyway, this is one of those haunted houses from the Sizzix dies, and I also used the puff paint in all of the black part. And the paper is the paper towel technique that I've used quite a few times with glimmer mists on it. These are just tags. It's a Heidi Swap stamp. Foam stamp. On this side of it, it's more glimmer mists type thing. This is the same thing, and then it also has glimmer mist and it's embossed. So that's actually the whole first page, and then this is actually where it's going to start with the first year, and you just glimmer mist flowers too. This is the Tim Holtz mask, and I put that down on a piece of paper, painted around it, and then used stickles in whatever the purple color is. These are the stamps from the dollar bin at Michael's, and his first first Halloween was 02. So I actually have all of my photos already for this one, and so I was able to finish and do the whole thing. So I'll go back and put all my photos in after I do the video. So this is just they're just, the journal or photo mats. This one I thought was kind of fun. I used the Sizzix, the witch with the feet and the broom. And so when you take it out, it's got her little witch's feet on it. And I just did stars and then put the stickles on them too. This is also this is the skeleton one from the Sizzix. and or the skull and crossbones, I guess. Anyway, I used it as a mask instead, and so I went around the outside with the pearl stuff and painted the inside black. Alright, so this page is the same thing, where it just has, it's the skull again. That time I made it dimensional, and it's a spooky stamp. And this is 03. And then this one's just embossed again, clear embossed. The white one doesn't have anything. And it's just stamps that were glimmer misted and these little pebbles. And on this page, this is the paper towel technique thing again. This is just some stickers, and the bling I think is basic gray, and this has a little pocket, and I stuck the spider web in there. Okay, the next page. This one was kind of fun. I put black tulle over the whole back of this page and just kind of ruffled it. I don't know if you can see the ruffling, but anyway, so then I went around the outside because I had to hot glue it on, so I went around the outside with ribbon just to make it look more finished, and then I glued I obviously put a photo mat in there, then I glued the picture down, and it's totally not a scary face, but anyway, the letters, I kind of just gently set them on top of the tulle, and so they're kind of neat because they are kind of raised off the page. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, they were just like cheap chipboard. This side is, these were actually, my brother found them while going through my aunt's house, and when we were kids we used to always go to my aunt's house, and she would always give us one of these little bags with, you know, full of candy, and then we would always get like pomegranates and stuff too. Anyway, he found a bunch of the bags that she had left, and it just totally reminded me of my own, you know, childhood and going trick-or-treating. So I glued a bunch of the I want to say like 4 or 5 of the bags together. I actually sprayed the inside of them with acid-free stuff just because I thought I knew I was going to stick pictures down in them. So anyway, I cut one of them, the little boy, out of one of them, and so I made him dimensional. And then I kind of cut a circle in the top just so that you could see a little bit better. And then I just made these, and these are those little dollar store stamps from Michael's. They're just more photo spots. So this is going to be 04. There's the skeleton one. And I just put a button on each one to pull it out. This one, my idea originally was that I wanted it to look like there was candy coming out, but it just didn't look as much like candy to me as I wanted it to, so, but this was from just a magazine. And then there's the back. So that's that one. Then I put bling on the corners, and every time I would turn the page, they would come off, so I actually ended up, everywhere I put bling, I put glossy accents over the top of it so that they wouldn't come off anymore. On this page, I don't know if you can see it, but I took a bunch of the leftover pieces I had from all of the pages when I glued them down to begin with, and I just cut them into strips, glued them onto a page, and then I used, I cut them out with the Sizzix die. I cut these stars out of them. Then I used or pop dots and put a white background on it, so it's actually kind of dimensional and sunk down. Just ribbon across the top, and just more photo spots. This is obviously 05. I don't know who that other paper is with the witch and stuff. I've had that one for quite a while. Then on this one, this was it's actually a wooden spider that I found at Michael's, and I thought it was kind of cute. So just made a photo spot there, and these are bling, and I just went around the outside of them with the white pen so that they stood out a little bit more. This is just another photo mat with the pumpkin, and I put glossy accents over the top of the pumpkin and over the top of the bling, just like I said, to keep it on from getting messed up. This is 06, and it's just another photo mat. I already know how many photos I have for each year, and so that made it so much easier to embellish everything and know how many spaces I needed. This one is for 07, and on this side it's the same thing, it's just more flowers. I did Prima, and then I glued one of those plastic spiders over the top of it. These are Martha Stewart. I don't know what her line was called this year, but these were kind of cute. I have another idea too, I think, of what I'm going to use some of those for. These were a totally different color. They were kind of weird stripes. They were supposed to be Halloween, but they were weird striped colors and stuff, and they didn't match, but I wanted to use those for those letters, so I used the black puff paint stuff over the top of them, and then used the black, glitter, and it stuck pretty well. It didn't come off too much, which I thought was good. So this is obviously embossed again, and it's an envelope, so inside are the mats for that, and that's 08. I put Velcro on it. This one is actually not a picture, going to be for pictures of my brother, or my son, but it's actually a picture of my brother. The last 2 Halloweens, he's gone to like some sort of Halloween party, and I helped him do his costume and makeup and stuff, so I'm putting him in here, and it'll fit really well on this page, because he was kind of look like a skeleton. So this is another one of those wood things, so his picture will just slide behind that. And on this side, it's this one's just going to pop up like this. I don't know if you can see. And I put the liquid, what is it, Snow Tex or whatever, on here too, and then just painted over it black, and it gave a really neat dimension. Then it's just some Prima bling, and this is a tag, and on this tag I used this stuff. I used it on the back of the album too, so you'll be able to understand or see what it is better on there. But it's in the Halloween section. I'm not really sure what it is, some kind of netting. But I used it with Mod Podge on there. And then this side has the mask from Tim Holtz again. And then just fibers out of the top of that. This is more photo mats. This little guy were stickers that were all little heads, and so I just glued him to the end of the paper clip. And these are the photo mats for that year, which is 09. And these are just glimmer misted flowers again. This one's turned out really neat though. It almost had like this weird tie-dyed effect. That's really neat. I don't know how to even redo it again and get the same thing, but I liked it. So anyway, so 09 was actually the last year, and then I have 2 more pages where I can do additional. And this is the netting stuff that I was talking about. It comes in the Halloween section, and I think you probably just throw it over tables or hang it or whatever, but that's the stuff that I took and put over the top of that tag, and then I just glued it to the back of here and put the spiders in it. Alright, that's my mini. Thanks. Bye.